All right, we're back. It's
Took a while for Cam
episode
not to say anything
32.
right there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's 32.
Yeah.
I
It was
don't know.
31.
Yeah. Okay. I just saw 30.
31?
That's why.
I
Yeah,
don't know,
31.
30.
31.
We're
We're in the
cruising.
A
30s.
third episode back post rebrand.
Don't ask me. I'm still on episode 6. So
Guys just here for more support. He's
Really big supporter. But yeah, it's we're back. We're gonna touch on kind of everything going on. Gonna start with NFL because that's what's currently happening, and then we'll go more baseball, and then dabble in a little Bruins, and then we got a Mount Rushmore somewhere in there that somebody didn't add to the fucking agenda.
Jared.
Go.
Sorry. No, you're good.
Not
You're
sure
good.
what
This
you're
was
talking
your
about. It's
time.
there.
We usually do it last anyway, so it's good.
Yeah.
It's there.
I was out
Yeah.
of office when I was supposed to do that.
Chris, you and Cam are kind of the football guys.
I'll lead the way on this one.
Yeah, you guys are kind of football guys, so you can kind of
So
take
first
the reins.
game of the divisional round, Texans Ravens. I thought, I don't know, Ravens were getting 9.5, or giving 9.5, I should say, going into this game. I thought it was going to be a lot closer than what it ended up being. The Texans just got absolutely worked in the second half. C.J. Stroud looked absolutely lost, and Lamar ran for 100 yards as a quarterback and scored 2 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
Lamar's Lamar. He's going to win the MVP. Ravens obviously look like the front runner to win the whole thing. But I do think if the Bills win tonight, the Bills are beating the Ravens. Mark my words.
Could have a double Harbaugh championship year.
It'd be pretty epic.
Yeah. Well, last time that John Harbaugh won it, didn't he beat Jim Harbaugh in the Super Bowl? It was Ravens and Niners. I'm pretty sure they coached against each other.
No.
Yeah,
I
pretty
don't
sure.
think Jim was coaching the Niners then.
I'm
I don't
pretty
know.
sure.
Anyway, so that was Ravens just absolutely dismantled the Texans in the second half. 34-10 was the final of that one. It was
Sam's right. It was the Ravens.
Yeah.
Except the 49ers lost.
Yeah, but that was the year they coached against each other in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
34-31.
interesting.
2013.
Look at this guy knowing his shit, saying he don't know football, huh?
Just saying.
Well, yeah, I just said that out of my head. So.
And then last night's game, Niners-Packers. I was really hoping the Packers pulled this one out.
Almost did. Niners kind of played like shit.
Hit a kick.
Yeah, I mean, they had a chance.
Well, did you hear what LaFleur, he was quoted during the game? He was like, yeah, when my kicker goes out there, I just pray. Like, that's not great.
It's a way to instill confidence in a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Holmes just banged a 50-something yarder. Right?
How do you think
missed,
the kicker felt
30
after
yarder?
he heard that one?
I mean, neither quarterback really played well in that game. Jordan Love, 21 for 34 for 194, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Not great. Brock Purdy, 23 for 39, 252 and a touchdown. Nobody really set the world on fire.
Like, both of them couldn't get a grip on the ball. It was fucking downpouring.
I think that's probably why running game was so successful. Aaron Jones had 108 yards. McCaffrey had 98.
Yeah. Where they play at fucking Candlestick or whatever the hell it's called now.
Yeah. What is the name of the stadium they play at? It's fucking Levi Stadium. So there's that. And then Lions and Buccaneers just wrapped up about 45 minutes ago. Lions winning that one 31-23. Jared Goff just looking like an absolute fucking stallion. 30 for 43, 287, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he kind of had that look in his eye.
Yeah.
He had that look in his eye at the end of the game where he just looked like a Terminator. He was just literally walking it down their throats.
Yeah. So I don't think Baker Mayfield really played bad. He threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns, but those 2 interceptions, he threw one right at the start of the game and one to seal the game. Just kind of.
Yeah, you don't want to have bookend interceptions.
Yeah, untimely interceptions.
Yeah.
But Jahmyr Gibbs scoring a long touchdown. Like the Lions rushing game is just elite when you have Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery both running the ball. It's pretty scary. And then when that opens up the passing game for Jared Goff, it can be a problem. So the fact that they let up 23 to the Bucs, a little bit concerning going forward, especially when they're going to have to face the 49ers next week. But we'll see what happens. And then
Do you
Bills
think
and Chiefs
Baker was like after the Eagles game though?
Oh yeah. Yeah, Baker.
Yeah,
I mean,
Baker's
how
on
can
his
he
high
not be?
horse.
Like-
Yeah,
Like, how can he not be? You just beat the Eagles, who think their shit doesn't stink,
Yeah.
even though they lost like 6 or 7. And Baker Mayfield's always been that dude where he's like, he doesn't give a shit. He's
Yeah.
gonna let his nuts drag, and he doesn't
That's what I was
care.
gonna say. I think I don't even think you can be like, oh, it was his head. You think he was riding high from that win? I think that's just Baker Mayfield. In
Yeah,
general.
that's just who he is.
He's just a really confident player, and he believes in his abilities and his team no matter what.
he's Johnny
Which, and I
Manziel
think as
without
a
the drug
quarterback,
problems.
that's especially if you're not like this elite quarterback, like that's a really good trait to have. What the hell you say?
I heard you, Dan.
I said he's Johnny
funny.
Manziel without the drug problems.
I think Baker Mayfield is just what we thought Johnny Manziel would be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just been such a weird ride for Baker, though. Like, drafted first overall, goes to Cleveland, doesn't really live up to the hype.
Right.
Went to the Rams, I think was next.
Okay.
Did
He's
okay there,
yeah.
started a few games, ends up in the Bucks. He's fighting for the starting quarterback job, ends up getting into the playoffs and winning a playoff game. So,
Yeah.
all with a team that honestly wasn't supposed to be in the playoffs, but
No, I mean, you got to imagine he's got to be on a 1-year deal. I'd imagine, right?
he is. But the Bucks would be morons if they don't bring him back at this point.
Yeah, I think he'll get paid. He'll probably get like
Yeah.
a 2 or 3 year deal at least.
Yeah. Because
And
people were
it's
talking like, oh,
they're
if the
in a
Patriots
weird
bring him
spot
in.
now, though, like the Bucks, because like you went 9-8. So what draft pick are you going to get? You're probably looking low
Middle of the
low
road.
Mid.
20s, high teens,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
something like that. So you're
15 to
probably
20
not
if
getting
I had
your
to
quarterback
guess,
of
yeah.
the future. So you got to ride with somebody. You ride with Baker, like I don't know. And if they play in a weak division, it's kind of hard to tank if you're in the NFC South. I mean,
Yeah,
the Panthers would.
I mean, the
disagree,
thing is,
but-
Baker's still a young dude, and I still think he has high potential. Like, I don't
Mm.
think he's hit the ceiling. Like, I
yeah, he's
genuinely
only
think
28.
I think given the right circumstances and like he could still develop and be a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I don't think that's absurd to think.
He's not going to be a Hall of Famer by any means.
No,
or
but I
anything
think he
like
could
that,
be
but
a
he
rock
could be-
solid quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you put people around him. I don't know. Like I said, I
Yeah.
don't know what
Yeah.
drafting, but So now what?
Sorry,
Bills
I don't know if
Chiefs.
you guys heard that. I just heard her banging downstairs. I was like, what the shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, that Chiefs Bills game just kicked off. They're only 7 minutes in, but Buffalo's up 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0 Buffalo.
Right off the rip. So they drove down the field pretty quick, but couldn't capitalize.
Right.
So who do you guys think wins this one?
I think the Chiefs.
I got Bills only because if the Chiefs win, I don't think they're gonna lose out. I don't think they lose again if they win tonight.
I want the Bills to win, but I think the
I
Chiefs
know.
are going to win.
I just if the Chiefs make it to the AFC Championship game, there's just something about that team. Like
Well,
it's kinda
and
how we
especially
felt with the
them-
Patriots.
Well, they're going into if they go to Buffalo and beat Buffalo there,
Yeah,
like that's a
Yeah, you're riding that
statement
wave.
win. I think that's
And
going to propel
honestly,
them.
I was watching the Ravens game yesterday, and they were talking about Lamar and the playoffs, and now he's never won anything. Like he's won the MVP, he's got a couple All Pros, but he's never done any damage in the playoffs. He won his first playoff game at home yesterday against a rookie CJ Stroud. Like, good for you, dude.
Mhm.
You got your first one. But I don't know. The Ravens are good. I feel like if you play either one, Mahomes or Allen,
Yeah, that's the thing
It's
for
not-
me. I
not gonna be a
said
good
this
look.
before. I said this before that like I think Mahomes more than anybody. Mahomes is kind of that like there was a couple years like I feel like when the Pats beat the Rams in the Super Bowl, like they weren't like world beaters, like they weren't just like a shoe in. There was
No.
a kind of they made it to the playoffs, and all of a sudden it was just like, well, you got Tom Brady in the fucking playoffs.
yeah.
It's a different player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
just like how like the Phillies have been in baseball playoffs. They just have that group of guys, and everyone has been there.
Yep.
They've all been there. So it just goes to show that in every sport you get into the postseason, it's totally different. The games feel different. They play different. Your heart rate is different. The adrenaline is different. It's all completely different. So like the
Yeah.
Chiefs are terrifying because
Right.
they just they every single guy on that roster has played in the biggest games you could possibly play in already. None of them, no moment's too big for anybody on that team.
Yeah. The Buccaneers, like fourth string, maybe third string now, wide receiver, woke up this morning and tweeted, "I woke up pissed off like a motherfucker," or something like that. And they ended up losing the game, and he had 2 catches for 32 yards. So
We got one Taylor Swift sighting. I watched the game. That's one.
Oh yeah, it's
That's
because
one.
Travis Kelce just got a catch for 17 yards or something.
Every
so
time he
she's
catches
like,
it.
"Oh my god,
He's so hot.
I have no
idea what's
going on.
Jared, you got any input on this Bills-Chiefs game?
I'm kind of in the same boat as Sam. I want the Bills to win so badly, but I just have a feeling that Patrick Mahomes is going to do what he does and come out on top.
Yeah, that's just the thing. I hate the baby goat thing with Patrick Mahomes, but he does have that thing where it's like you can't really ever bet against him because he could just turn it on.
But I feel like
unless he's playing Josh Allen, then I will.
It's true.
I mean, I don't know. Because their whole receiving core hasn't been the greatest this season, so
stinker.
I think that that's their really only
they just don't need it though because they're running backs and
and
then you have Kelsey and you don't need dominant receivers when you have a quarterback that's that good and then the running game spaces everything out. You don't need these crazy dominant receivers. You just don't need them.
You need the crazy dominant ones. You need ones without stone hands, though.
Yeah.
You need the guys who can just make the easy plays. Just make the easy plays.
Well, everybody's over here talking about like the Chiefs had a bad year, had it done. They still went 11-6.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, it's that
they just tied it up. By the way,
they get into the show. Anything can happen because it's just that they've all been there and done that. Like it's just nothing's too big for them. If they win this game, I could see them going rough shot through the rest of it and winning the Super Bowl. Honestly,
this is the last shot we get to knocking out the Chiefs. I don't think they lose again. That's where I'm at.
I think there's a very good chance of whoever wins this game will win the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
like this game is almost a Super Bowl.
I don't think the Niners have it in them. I think the Niners are going to make it, but I don't think they have.
I think that both of these teams, because of the personnel and the guys who've been there, done that, both teams I think will beat the Ravens. Either one of them would beat the Ravens.
Have you seen the working theory on how the NFL is rigged for the last 3 years? So people have taken the colors of the logo from the last 3 Super Bowls and kind of shown like, okay, the colors from the Super Bowl 3 years ago was the same colors as the 2 teams that made it. And then same thing as last year, and then this year it's purple and orange.
Did the Simpsons predict this one too, or
yeah, probably.
There was some hotel like in LA, and they were posting like that they're having a Super Bowl party or whatever, and it literally says like 49ers Ravens Super Bowl party.
I saw that.
I
was like, oh, hold on.
Yeah.
If that happens, the NFL, everyone's gonna the internet will blow up.
It's like
sure people probably hopped on it while they could. They probably placed a bet on it already. It was like plus 3,000 odds. Shit.
All right, we want to move on to baseball.
Yeah, move on to some baseball stuff here. Talk about the Josh Hader signing.
Yeah, I mean, they basically the Astros have basically made every game 6 innings long because now they have Brian Abreu set up. I mean, they're gonna. I don't know who they're gonna actually assign as a closer, but then so you start with Brian Abreu, and then the 8th and 9th is.
Oh, they still have Ryan Presley. Yeah.
Oh, they still have Presley.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
It's
I thought
they literally just made the game 6 innings long because you put those 3 guys in for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, so they have Presley and Hader. You got Brian Abreu. Rafael Montero's still in there. You got Kendall Graveman. So, I mean, and then you're mixing in for the long relief guys. You got like JP France.
JP France is kind of a spot starter, yeah.
Yeah. So, 5. What did you get? 5 for 95.
Highest AAV for a reliever ever.
Like that's just fucking nuts.
I don't know if it was AAV or guaranteed money or something like that. Because it's not that different from Edwin Diaz's deal either.
If you're paying him that, I feel like he becomes instantly your closer. If you're paying him that much, you wouldn't put him on.
I don't know because Ryan Presley is fucking nails.
That's.
I mean,
scary.
I think they're gonna have to take it on a game by game situation, and I'm sure they probably.
I don't think it's a bad thing to have 2 guys.
No, and I'm sure they probably had a conversation with Hader when he got there. Like, listen, you're not going to be the everyday closer, but we're going to take it on a game-by-game situation. And days that we don't use you as the closer where you're ready to go, we can use you as that 8th inning.
The thing with Hader, too, is Hader can go 2 innings.
Yeah, but that's how you burn a guy out halfway through the season
Right,
who's not
but
really done it
the
before.
thing is, you don't got to burn him out because you got another guy behind him that can also
Right.
close out games.
They're just going like the Red Sox tried, closer by committee, except they signed all-stars where the Red Sox signed
Yeah, they have the
Nick
opposite
Pivetta.
problem.
Yeah.
They're like, can somebody get the last 3 outs? And then the Astros are like, all right, who wants to get the last 3 outs today? Like, it's
Want to flip a
it's-
coin? Which one?
Yeah.
Who's going out there today?
It's insane.
so.
They're just it really. You can sign all these great hitters and build out a crazy lineup all you want. Pitching wins championships. It just does. There's no way around it. Pitching is going to win you championships, and that's why the Astros have had this crazy run, because look at their pitching staff year in and year out. They're loaded. Top to bottom. They have every year they have 7 different guys that can go out there and give you solid 5-6 innings. Like JP France, spot starter, came out of the bullpen too, still had a great year. Like it's nuts. It really is.
Well, just touching on the contract thing. So Edwin Diaz got 5 for 102. So that's just that.
Okay.
But 26.5 of it was deferred. So giving a present day value, it's like 93 million.
Okay.
Anyway, Astros getting Hader. Kendall Graveman is actually out for the entire year.
Yeah, he's getting TJ, right?
Shoulder surgery.
Right, not
So
TJ.
he's out for the year.
Rotator
So
cuff surgery.
ESPN's article, Aiden Gonzalez wrote this article. He assumes that Presley is going to be moving into the 8th inning role, and they're giving the closing spot to Hader, which again could flip either way. But
yeah, and I think that that's one of those things where, say Hader goes out in first 2-3 outings, he's shaky. You just flip him, give him some confidence, put him back in the 8th inning, give him the setup spot, and then if he comes back up, you can flip. They're interchangeable. They're literally just swappable parts.
Well, do you know Hader came up with the Astros?
Yeah.
2013 to 2015. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think what deal was he was part? I believe he was dealt in a fairly notable deal to the Brewers. Michael Brantley, maybe?
Let's see.
Might have been dealt with Michael Brantley, or for Michael Brantley, when Brantley was in Milwaukee and came to Houston.
This probably isn't going to show me on here if I just search that. Let's see.
Anyway, we can move on to the next one while we're trying to figure that out if we want. Just keep the ball rolling.
Oh, what was that? Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Oh, no. He got traded for Brett Phillips.
Interesting. Okay.
Crazy.
So they both were probably prospects at the time?
Yeah, I'm guessing so, yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, we can move on. Want to talk about the Hall of Fame?
Yeah. I can kind of take it. I've been reading up on it a bit.
I haven't.
So Tuesday, all of the what's that?
I said I haven't really looked at it.
So Tuesday, all the ballots have to be in from the BBWAA. And I think, I don't know how many of them are in so far. I think the only guy on the ballot right now who's last year on is Gary Sheffield, and he does currently not have enough votes based on the public ones that have been submitted. And based on his comments about Game 4 of or the ALCS 2004, he can suck a whole big old bag of camel dick.
Get fucked, bud.
I vouched for him for a while, and then he started saying stupid shit, and now I just don't fucking care. And the fact that he's like vouching for himself, being like, I'm a Hall of Famer. It's like, that doesn't really sit well with me.
Sam,
and the thing is, if A-Rod's not a Hall of Famer, and Bonds isn't a Hall of Famer, and McGuire's not a Hall of Famer,
yeah,
not a Hall of Famer. Just not.
Sam, they call that FAFO.
Yeah, you're just not. So there's 4 guys as of now, based on the public ballots that have been pushed out, that are currently above the 75% threshold. The most overwhelming one is Adrian Beltre, which everybody knew he was going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's got 3,000 hits. 3,000 hits. I think he has over 400 home runs too. That's basically shoe-in numbers. Hit over 300 in his career. It's automatic. He has 98.9% of votes on ballots that have come out. So yeah, he's
who's one of the ones who said no?
It's probably fucking Dan Shaughnessy from the Globe or something.
No, well, it might be him too, but it was also Tony Maz from 98.5.
He has a ballot.
Yeah, he's had one for years.
He has 3,000 hits. How can you not?
Oh no, he explained it as well. He's gonna get it anyway, so I gave my vote to someone. You can vote for unlimited fucking people.
You could vote for every single fucking player if you wanted to. If it's 3,000 hit club is an automatic stamped
Whoever
envelope
gave that
in my
guy
mind.
a ballot needs to revoke it immediately.
Yeah,
I love Tony Maz.
He's a fucking knucklehead.
He just causes problems.
Yeah.
So the other guys you got so far. So Billy Wagner's very close. He's at 68.1%. You need 75. And he's actually projected to get in. I think he has like 2 years left, I believe, because Sheffield's the only one left. Only one with 1 year left. And then you have Todd Helton, who I think is at like 77%. And then Joe Mauer
is at jump from 72 last year.
Yeah. Well, and then the year before he was at like 49. So he's had pretty big jumps every year, which I think he deserves to get in.
This is Sheffield's last year, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's his last one, no matter what. So unless he gets the Veterans Committee.
I think he has to wait 5
but you got to
years
wait
before
for
he gets on
so.
that.
What's that?
So I think he has to wait 5
I think it's
years
another 10 years.
Is it 10?
Or 5?
I think it might be 5.
Because I think Barry Bonds is already eligible for that.
Yeah.
And then Joe Mauer is the other one, which is kind of shocking that he's first ballot. And he's basically looking like he's probably going to get in. I think he's like 83.1 or something like that.
Wow.
And me and Chris were talking about it before where I was like, I think he's a Hall of Famer. Really good talent. The only issue is he had a pretty short career. It was pretty injury shortened by the end of it. Because he only had like 2,200 hits. But like I was saying with Chris, I think him being a catcher has a lot to do with it. I think to put those numbers up from a standpoint where you're catching every day, he's won, I think, 3 or 4 batting titles. Like, he only had like 2,200 hits, I think, but like that's still. And I genuinely think the only 2 guys I think that are left on the ballot I think deserve to get in are probably I would say Chase Utley and Jimmy Rollins, I think, but I don't think they'll be first ballot.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of them will be late ballot guys. So right now,
he froze again.
Oh, he is froze.
Can you still hear me?
Now we can.
That's weird. I don't know why it did that. Who the hell knows? But yeah, so those are the 2 guys I think that are probably going to get in eventually. I don't know if you guys have any other takes on the guys.
A-Rod's going to get in?
No. Again, A-Rod, the Barry Bonds sets the precedent for all the guys below him.
Yeah.
Because he is the guy. He's statistically one of, if not the greatest power hitter that's ever lived. But he has the asterisk next to him. So if anyone else has the asterisk next to him, they can't get in until he does, if you ask me.
Right.
He creates the precedence. He gets in, you go. So
I don't know. But yeah, I think Beltran gets in, honestly, at some point.
He should, but he's a first ballot. No, Beltran, you said? I thought you said Beltray.
Beltran.
Yeah, I mean, he's another one where
it's close.
Well, and he's another one too where it's kind of shaky because of the Astros.
Yeah,
I think a lot of writers take that into account because he was on that Astros team, but he had a super long career before that, so I don't.
Yeah,
I don't
played
know.
20 years, over 400 home runs.
Right. The other guy who was first ballot this year too, or first timer this year is David Wright.
Yeah.
Which I think David Wright is maybe one of the best players in the Hall of Very Good. Don't think he's a Hall of Famer though.
Yeah.
Other notable first year on the ballot, Bartolo Colon.
Again, the face of the Hall of Very Good, I would say.
Nah,
I think if
Hall
there's
of
like
Famer just for his nickname alone.
Big Sexy.
Big Sexy
I think if you like
that's his name on the plaque.
I wish they had like a baseball writers Hall of Fame and then they had a fans baseball Hall of Fame where it's just like fan favorite guys that the fans could vote in. I'd love that shit. Because Bartolo Colon, first ballot for that son of a bitch right there. Fucking send that. Give me him. Beltray would be in there. Fucking Brandon Phillips, another one. Just like guys who like made it so much fun. Prince Fielder, another guy. Like I just love dudes like that. It's the fucking best.
Do you know Brandon Phillips is on the ballot?
Yep.
So
Kind
Yes,
of
he is.
shocking to me.
Prince Fielder, that's a throwback.
Jose Reyes is on there.
Teammate of David Wright.
I'm just scrolling down this list here. Gary Sheffield, 10th year on the ballot. Yeah, you fucking shitter.
Pound rock
fucked
cheater.
me.
James Shields is on there, huh?
Big
Wow.
game James.
Forgot about James Shields.
Dude pitched 13 seasons. I mean,
Yeah, he ain't getting
I
it.
don't know. Josh Allen just scored a touchdown in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, that's
Ran it
nice.
in?
Yeah.
Jared's been itching. I've been seeing him going back and forth between oh, it's Sam, not Jared. All right. But I know Jared's been itching to talk about Bruins.
What?
You would just
Huh?
yeah.
What?
Huh? What?
Huh?
We're gonna move to the Bruins.
Move to the Bruins, Jared.
I don't
Take the
even know
floor.
where I don't even know where my thingy is.
I
on
know.
it.
I thought it was you. It's Sam.
Yeah,
Bouncing
jeez.
around.
Before
You did add status of the bees to the agenda though. Disregard
did.
the bouncing around.
No,
moving
I know
on.
it.
We're moving on. We're moving up.
Huh?
Awesome Bruins time.
Jared, what you got to say?
just an update. We're almost halfway through the season. I mean, the All-Star break is coming up soon. Bruins have a few selections. Jeremy Swayman, good old Jim Montgomery's coaching again.
Jimbo.
Swayman
Yeah.
is an all-star.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What have I missed?
He's been the
Watch
starter for a little while now, right?
Yeah, they're moving.
Well, Allmark was out for a little bit with an injury, so
Right.
Swayman was obviously
Oh
primary.
yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Fucking skid mark, 14-5. And then Swayman's 14-3. I will give him pretty
Like
230, 237 goals against average. I mean,
Neither of them really had nothing to bat an eye at. It's pretty nice when you
mean-
get two goalies with win percentages.
quite honestly, both Bruins goaltenders should just be in the All-Star game, and they split it.
Right. Seriously. Is Swayman the starter?
I think so. Thought I heard
Let's
that.
see,
He's the
NHL
leading
All-Star
vote getter
voting.
for
NHL announces All-Star fan votes. Goaltenders. No, he's not going to be the starter. It's Thatcher Demko,
Fucking
Canucks goalie.
Canucks have
Makes
been
sense.
good too.
He got the
Makes
fourth
sense,
most votes
'cause-
for goalies, so
Canucks are the team ahead of the Bruins right now.
Yeah.
Little 2011 rematch this year.
Literally through, so just say, I mean, it's a little bit past halfway through the season, but the Canucks are 31-11-4, and the Bees are 28-8-9. Literally 1 point separating the two.
And Sam, for a 2011 rematch, the Bruins have to make it out of the first round first. That's just not
Yeah, you're right.
happening.
Very true. Very true.
I will say, I think hockey playoffs is the biggest grind in professional sports for playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
you got to really fucking put it together. You got to play really well to get all the way there.
It's like
Pasta,
a whole different
30
like
goals
brand
already,
of
huh?
hockey. Pasta, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so who was it? I think Danton Heinen just had a hat trick last night too.
Yeah.
Did.
They beat the
He did.
Canadians
They crushed the
9-4.
Canadians.
9-4. Yeah.
Fucking baseball
Fully
score.
beat down.
Seriously. It was like close in the beginning, and then I looked at like the final score and I was like, oof, 9-4.
Somebody must hit a 3-run home run for somebody.
Well, Heinen had 5 goals going into that game, and now has 8. So
It's pretty good.
Not bad.
Good clip.
Found your 3-run home run.
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
But then
4.
the other like bees thing that was kind of funny this past week is supposedly Bergeron has been like skating. I don't know, skating at like Warrior Ice Arena or whatever. So, Spit and Chicklets, obviously they were like, "Oh, is he gonna make like a mid-season return?" And everybody from Boston is like, "No." And even
Didn't
Bergeron,
fucking,
is like,
isn't
"No."
that what Mario Lemieux did? No, didn't
I have
Mario
no
Lemieux
idea.
retire, get hired as the coach, and then they hired someone else to coach because he wanted to come back and play? It was something bizarre like that.
Honestly, I
came
wouldn't
back
put
and
it
played.
past Lemieux.
Now, the only thing I heard about that Bergeron thing too, Jared, the only thing I heard about that is he texted some Boston reporter in all caps, "I'm not fucking coming back."
All right, it's
Well,
enough for me.
Because I guess somebody asked him too. They're like, "Oh, like why have you been skating?" And he was like, "I want to stay in shape for the alumni games." So then the guys from like Spit and Chicklets were like, "You don't need to stay in shape for those games. Like, what are you gonna start like dangling on Cam Neely, who can barely stand up out there?
I heard that he there was a
Bobby
potential.
Orr, who can barely bend over to tie his skates. Like,
I heard that there was potential that he could play for Team Canada, like in the next
He
in
might.
like the Winter
Next
Olympics.
Olympics?
Yeah,
Look, I could see it this way where he's just bored. Like I have to just get out of the house. I'm
Could be.
going to skate, going down to Boston to skate, or going
I mean,
somewhere to
he's
skate.
the type of guy who just loves the game of hockey.
Yeah.
Like look at Brady. He was like, "Yeah, I'm retiring," and then he's like, "Nah, just kidding. I'm coming back." And granted,
Gotcha.
he like stunk, but
shout out Brett
Like-
Favre.
yeah, like he's a guy who loves the game. And
Was it-
Sam, you were right. Lemieux retired in '97 and then came back in 2000 to start playing again.
Which is
3
bizarre.
years later. That's just
Yeah.
insane.
I feel like that's insane, but like Bergeron, like
He played a couple of years, right? After he came back, like he wasn't just one and done. I don't think.
let's see, Mario Lemieux's return. Of course, I need to shut off ad blocker.
Mario Lemieux.
Unacceptable.
I used to think his name was Lemieux when I was a kid.
Yeah, he retired in 97, came back in 2000, and played till 2006.
Yeah, so 6 more
So
seasons.
wild.
He retired
That's so wild.
Just a savage.
his age
Hold on.
31 season, then came back at age 35 and played till 40.
That's bizarre. He took a little hiatus in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just needed a breather.
You know, he
Yeah,
wanted to go to Vegas for a couple years, go party out.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Now on to the Red Sox. This weekend was winter weekend. As the podcast members, we decided to boycott the winter weekend when they canceled the town hall, which is literally the only important thing at winter weekend. So instead, they did the Cinco Ocho show with Jonathan Papelbon, and they only brought on Sam Kennedy and Craig Breslow, and they still blew them.
And I texted you about this on Friday, and you said it wasn't as bad as the year we went. If you look in the videos, there's no one fucking there. No one was there.
Yeah.
Hearing the boos from that video, they played it on like 98.5 one. Like I must have been in the car yesterday. I started laughing at like how loud the boos were when they like Papelbon's like trying to make it exciting, like Craig Breslow and Sam Kennedy, and they're like basically saying, "You guys suck." Like, get off
Well,
the
the thing
stage.
is, like, I get that the fans are voicing like their discontent, but like the people to boo are John Henry and Tom Werner. You can't put that shit on Sam Kennedy in the front office. It's the owners.
I don't put it on Breslow at all. I think Breslow being booed, like if you're mad at Breslow at this point, you have no reason to be.
Right.
But
Yeah,
Sam
it's
Kennedy,
done, yeah.
I'm getting there with him where it's like, all right, dude, you've been the one that's shelling all this shit out, and you have to know at this point it's bullshit. Everything you're saying. And then he went on WEI Saturday. It was like, well, if you say we're not trying, you're lying to yourself and you're lying to them. It's like, no.
If
No
you're
one's
saying
fucking
you're trying,
stupid.
you're lying to yourself.
Yes. Like he's pushing this whole, well, the highest spending teams don't win every year. You know what? The highest spending teams are damn near in the fucking playoffs every
Yeah,
year.
they compete every year.
Yeah.
They don't have bridge years. There's no bridge years for organizations that are built well.
No.
Look at the Dodgers. Look at the Braves. Look at the Phillies now. Look at the Rays now. Like, look at all those teams that have built out an organization, not just playing for one-off seasons. They compete every fucking year.
You know who
Every single year.
You know who I'm starting to feel bad for? Fucking Heim. He's making me feel bad for Hyman. He had his flaws. He still had things that he did wrong while he was here. I'm still mad at him for 21 going over the luxury tax. I think that started this whole shitstorm. But it at this point it's coming out and it feels like he just got dealt a bad hand here. He's told he can't.
Well, he was dealt a bad hand, and also when people are like, "Oh, that Heim Blue Mookie Betts trade," he was forced into making that trade.
Yeah.
With the ownership.
Oh yeah.
They wanted that contract off the books. They weren't going to offer him. They already knew they weren't going to give him an offer in the offseason, so they're basically like, "Well, the only option
Get rid of him."
is we deal him and try to get something back."
Yep. And every single team knew that, so every single team wasn't going to give you jack shit for him. But you look at the one trade I keep looking back at, and I think, okay, well, it pissed a lot of fans off in the moment, and it didn't make sense in the moment, but it's making a lot of sense now, is that Vasquez trade to the Astros.
No, I think that Vasquez trade was actually a great trade, if I'm being honest with you.
But
I think that was a good trade.
At the time of it happened, the three of us, we were all like, what the hell are you doing?
I think it was the time and place that the trade was executed. They were in the playoff hunt. They were on the brink of, like, they were on that bubble of, do we sell and hang it up, or do we move some pieces and bring somebody in that's going to help us get over that hump? And it seemed like they just kind of keeled over. That was the white flag when they traded him. So I think it like kind of was like a virtue signal more than anything. It kind of showed the position instead of like actually looking at the value they got back for it. Because didn't they get Wilyer Abreu and Manuel Valdez for that for Vasquez?
Yeah.
It's a great trade.
For 2 months of
great
Vasquez.
trade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great trade. Especially Wilyer Abreu, who's going to be a starting outfielder for the Red Sox this year.
Yeah.
So, and Valdez, who is either going to be a very, very good bench player, or we're going to move him and get some value back for him because he's legit, but there's just not room for him on the roster.
Yeah.
In the future, at least.
No, I think I Grissom now, too, where he's looking like he's going to be here. So,
although you might, I don't know what Grissom's numbers against lefties really looks like, or against righties looks like. You could see them get platooned.
Yeah.
If Valdez is playing well, that could be a platoon where you go righty-lefty.
Yeah. I don't know. And then
you guys follow it more, obviously, and I just like to enjoy going to Fenway and like getting multiple beers and watching the game. But are they like singing the same tune as last year and like not being honest with all the fans and like what they're doing? Because I know
the ownership literally said that they were full throttle going in the offseason to make a competitive team.
It's worse.
Yeah,
it's worse.
And then Sam Kennedy comes out and is like, "Yeah, our payroll is going to be lower than it was last year."
Yeah, that's where I was just going to go with it. It's
like,
worse.
Which one is it? Like,
well, it's a whole lot of not putting your money where your mouth is. It's a whole lot of talking a talk, but you're not walking the walk that you're claiming. Of how you're managing this team. You're just not doing it. And that to me is the most annoying thing. If you came out and say, this is another bridge year, we don't want to put the money up, we don't think we have what it takes to field a competitive team, we're going to try to develop more prospects.
I don't know any
some of the veterans
organization that's going to just come out and say something like that, though. Like, it just wouldn't happen.
Well, but
to say
for me, that's that's the thing is I think not saying anything is saying that it's a bridge year, we're going to develop prospects. Right. But then committing to saying it's full throttle is saying that you're going full throttle. Like there's no miscommunication there. So you either do it or you don't. And there's a very easy way to not do it. You don't fucking say anything. You just go out and put a team on the field.
And then do you hear Tom Werner's bullshit explanation? He's
like,
"Oh, I live my whole life full throttle. That's my life." Like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah. Okay. What is this? Like fast 15 or something?
Yeah. No. That
I live my life in
full throttle is Tom Werner's family from Fast and Furious.
Noah Gray just Pat Mahomes just missed Noah Gray in the end zone. Just sad.
Jared, this weekend. In the same weekend, we learned that the Red Sox are not going over their payroll from last year. They're actually going to have less payroll than they had last year.
Yeah.
In the same breath, if you say they're not trying, then you're lying to everyone. Doesn't make
I just don't see how you cannot go out and sign like the fucking Royals are going out and signing guys. They're signing they're signing like legit veterans to fill roles and try to make a better team.
Damn right we are.
Royals making more moves than the goddamn Boston Red Sox. How?
I think what's so frustrating, and it goes back to what you said, Sam, like they say one thing and they do the opposite. Whereas if you look at other like Boston sports teams, for example, last year, Bruins phenomenal season. Trade deadline comes around, they sign a bunch of guys. It's like, all right, I see what the Bruins are going to do. They're going to win the Stanley Cup. Celtics this season, like, got knocked out early last year, made it to the finals the year before, signed a bunch of people in the offseason. It's like, all right, championship or bust. Patriots, yeah, they've sucked for the past few years.
They're dead to this podcast at this point.
But what I'm saying is, like, we got rid of Bill, we moved on to Gerard, and it's like, all right, we're moving in a new direction. They're not saying one thing or the other. Then it's the Red Sox, and it's like, I don't know, my left hand from my right.
So,
well, right, like, if you think of... Go ahead, Cam, sorry.
I was going to say, can I play devil's advocate a little bit for the Red Sox?
No.
Say they hit on 5 or 7 out of 10 of these guys. Kyle Teal comes up, he's an amazing catcher. Rafaela and Duran turn out to be amazing in the outfield, and they have Wilyer Abreu. Do you trust them to sign any one of them with their track record?
No.
Or are we just going to be doing this shit again in 5 years?
Which to me is beyond annoying, because with the current forecast of how prospects are dealt with in baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not absurd to give a guy who's only... It's not absurd anymore to even give dudes who haven't played in the MLB legit guaranteed money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who is it that just signed that kid for, like, 8 years, $68 million or something like that, and he hadn't even played in the MLB yet. It's just a prospect that they have a lot of faith in, and I think that says a shitload about the organization. And to me, that's going to make a player play better, because immediately that's the organization being like, we're invested in you. Like, we're giving you the keys. Like, we want you to be good. We want you to be a part of this team for a long time.
Guess
That makes a player play better.
More Fenway Franks for them to spend the money.
What
Well,
really
just look at the fucking Braves. Just look at the Braves.
Yeah.
Look at the talent that they've gotten for a tenth of what they would normally cost in an open market without arbitration.
Well, I could see if that's what the Red Sox are saying, like, yeah, that's what we're doing. Then why are we getting reports that both Casas and Bayo came to you saying, we want a contract, let's talk? You talked to him for a day and then haven't talked to him all offseason. Like,
It's a bad look.
Something.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to not get it done. If you're committed to having these guys be a part of your future, sign them.
Yeah.
Sign them, especially with what you can get these prospects at. Like the deal that the fucking Mariners got Julio Rodriguez for. Dumb. Was like 10 years, $100 million or something stupid like that. Like, that is pennies. That is pennies on the fucking dollar, and that does not affect your luxury tax, and it gives your team length. It gives you longevity because you don't have as many question marks going into every single goddamn offseason. There's
Michael
so
Harris
many
got
question marks
8
every
for
year.
72, I'm just saying.
It's fucking nuts. Just do that. Sign Cassis. Sign Grissom. I'm all in. Sign him. Give him some money. Keep him around. Like, give us something.
If they did that, I'd be like, okay, I could see what you're doing. But at this point, it just looks like they're fighting arbitration with all these guys still.
Dude,
it's like
after this season, right? After this season, who do the Red Sox have under contract? Fucking Trevor Story and Rafael Devers. Name another big name that's under contract. Outside of arbitration, right? It's just them.
We don't have any.
It just pisses me off. It really just pisses me off, especially seeing other teams that we're supposed to be competing with that are putting their money where their mouth is and making shit happen. It's fucking frustrating.
You keep Lucas Giolito in that list too, sir.
Yeah, him, what did he go? Did he go 3-39 with a 14.5 ERA last year?
Yeah, put some fucking respect on my boy's name.
You keep him in that list.
Only time I've ever seen a starter be a garbage time guy. Like, what the fuck?
I want to switch gears from the Red Sox real quick. I'm just looking at this Royals lineup for next year, and it's kind of juicy. I'm not going to lie. We got MJ Melendez in left, Bobby Witt at short, Salvi catching, Vinny Pasquantine at first base.
Pasquatch.
We got Hunter Renfroe in right, Michael Massey at second, Nelson Velasquez at DH, Kyle Isbell in center, and Michael Garcia at third.
It's a better lineup than the Red Sox.
For a team that's kind of going through a rebuild.
Yeah.
And who did they got a pitcher, too. They get Waka?
Yeah, their starting rotation is Cole Reagans, Michael Waka, Seth Lugo, Brady Singer, Jordan Lyles.
It's not bad.
No.
I mean, Jordan Lyles lost like 15 games before he won a game last year, but like, we don't even talk about it.
I want to look at his stats for last year because...
How are my Nationals looking? Are they still going to be trash this
year?
Yeah.
You might be...
I mean, he finished respectable, 6-17. Not really respectable.
Well, just the Royals at the back of the season didn't play bad, actually. The second half, they were not a bad team.
AL Central.
While Chris looks that up.
How'd it go last year?
We'll let him talk standings
I mean,
first.
they did finish in last place last year. They went 56-106.
Jesus
but again,
Christ.
that division, doo-doo caca.
Really bad division. If they played in the AL East, they'd probably win 35 games.
Jared, I'm going to go
Kansas
through...
City's finishing third next year. Don't care.
I'm going to go through the Nationals lineup real quick. I want you to stop me when you recognize the guy's name, all right? Ready?
Sure.
CJ Abrams.
Dog.
Lane Thomas.
Dog.
Hebert Ruiz.
Dog.
It's a terrible first name, but continue.
Joey Meneses, sorry.
Okay, their top four are actually solid.
Yeah. Stone Garrett.
It's a nice first
He
name.
can
Luis
hit fucking
Garcia.
taters.
He can't hit for. He's the modern power hitter. Can't hit for average to save his life.
Nick Senzel.
Senzel.
He went
Senzel,
to the
sorry.
Nets?
I didn't know that either.
Jake Alou.
Hmm.
And Victor
No.
Robles.
Vic, my guy Vic.
That name sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Nope.
Because he's been doing it forever.
All right, Cam.
Nope.
Cam,
Nope.
let's give the rundown of the projected 2024 Pirates lineup.
Oh,
see,
boy.
see
Hey,
what
they
you
got
got.
O'Neal Cruz back, all right?
Yeah, you got O'Neal Cruz. We know. Brian Reynolds.
Yep.
Good.
I'll stop you there.
Brian Hayes at 3.
Carlos Santana.
No, he's gone.
Oh, really?
Kutch at 4.
Kutch is
Yep.
there still. He's signed a
Jack
2-year deal.
Sawinski at 5.
It's a good
Henry
5.
Davis is making his. Well,
I think
not
he
his
played at
debut.
the end of the
He
year
did.
last year.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
his first full year will be the starting catcher.
Yep.
Rowdy Tellez at
That's
first.
a good
Oh,
pickup.
that's a good
That's
one.
a good pickup.
At
a
second
cool
base,
first
you
name.
have Leover Peguero.
High rated prospect.
Sounds
And
Italian.
then in right, Josh Palacios.
Not a bad lineup,
The
honestly.
fact that they don't have Connor Joe in that starting lineup is
Yeah, he should be starting right
blasphemy.
over Palacios. But my guy,
blasphemy, I say.
Rocky's legend, Connor Joe.
Yeah, let's pull up the
Um,
Rockies one right here. I got it. You ready for this shit?
Nolan Jones.
Hold on. You got
Ezekiel
Chuck
Tovar?
Nasty leading off.
Okay.
Chuck Nasty leading off. You got Ezekiel Tovar,
Yep.
Nolan Jones,
Ryan McMahon.
Chris Bryant,
Right.
Ryan McMahon, Brendan Rodgers,
Yep.
Hunter Goodman, Elias Diaz, Brenton Doyle.
I have no idea who Hunter Goodman is. Brenton Doyle won a Gold Glove, I think, right?
I don't know. They have
think he
Jacob
did.
Stallings on the bench though.
You know, I just thought about
Elias is him.
did Strasburg retire?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Where did
don't know
Carlos Santana end up? He went. Where did he go?
To his
Oh, he's a free
32nd
agent.
team. Still a free agent. Not too late to bring him back. Well, they got Rowdy, I guess.
Roudis.
Anyway, we can move on, I guess, to the Mount Rushmore. I want to make note of something. It's actually pretty wild. So this week was the American Express Open, the PGA Tour. An amateur won
Good
it.
credit card.
First time an amateur has won a PGA event since 1991, which is Phil Mickelson. It's a 20-year-old kid from University of Alabama, shot 27 under.
Good for that guy.
Yeah.
What were you doing
I
at
believe he
20?
gets a
birdies in
tour
my
exemption.
life.
I believe because he won, he gets
Yeah,
tour
you
exemption
do.
too. So
Yeah.
he's now officially, he can go pro if he wants, and he could just drop out of school and be a pro golfer.
Good for that guy.
I would.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
I mean,
Not that
what
gay.
do you think his purse was
To
for
win
winning
that?
that? I bet it's like 7.5 or 8 million.
I
I
was gonna
bet.
say 8 or
Mhm.
9.
Yeah, I'd say probably around 8.
I don't know if it says it on his FedEx account. Yeah.
Jerry, you want to start going over your
Yeah, the Mount Rushmore.
your Mount Rushmore? Well, Sam's looking that up.
Yeah.
So, previous episodes, you've mentioned how it could be a topic about anything. So, when I asked about it earlier today in the group chat, you guys made me pick one, and I went with sporting event foods. It could be any sport.
Steppen, he won $1.5 million.
Well,
That's it.
It was only an $8.4 million purse for
okay.
the cut.
Could you imagine you threw some money on him? He was 300 to 1 odds to win.
Damn.
Throw $100 on that.
Could
All
have
right,
bought
Jerry,
yourself
go
a
ahead.
studio.
Sorry.
So sporting event foods, any sport, any arena. Two of mine are Boston related, but I know you
Same.
guys have traveled more to like other stadiums and whatnot. So if there's something from another stadium, I
All
think
of
you
mine
can throw
are
that in
New
there.
England sports.
I
fair
have
enough.
one
Same.
that's not New
Pretty
England,
much.
but that's it.
All right, so who's going first? Me?
You?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's yours.
All right. So, I mean, I know normally it's just like, hey, no particular order, but this is by far my number one. An Italian sausage from Fenway Park is hands down. Like,
Yeah.
you can get one before you go in the game, while
From
you're
who?
at the game,
From who?
and when you leave. The sausage guy,
The sausage guy.
Gotta get this out.
obviously. Except, don't do what I did the last time we went and start petting a dog because the dog will go after the sausage and almost bite you.
What was his name? I forget his name.
I forget his name, but
And then the
I-
fucking guy
had a-
gave him like
had a few.
steak tips. I was like, what
Yeah.
Oh
was
yeah,
this?
he's a
Right
regular
here.
over there, dude. The lady that was walking him, he
Yeah.
goes, "Hold on, I'll be right with you," and he knows the dog and gave him pieces of
That was
legit
awesome.
steak tips.
Meanwhile, the Boston PD K9 is barking out of the cruiser because he hasn't eaten in like 2 days. He's worked back-to-back Red Sox games, hasn't eaten anything.
And hopped up on
What's
adrenaline.
a dog got to do to get a sausage around here?
A little Oliver
So
and Company
good.
action.
Show you a
Um,
free lesson in street savoir faire.
From New York Who's quadruped? Get
Check
you
you
later.
later. So my other ones, I don't know if you guys have had Sal's Pizza at the TD Garden. Those big, thin slices. Those wicked good.
Something about the Sal's sauce I don't really like.
So this is completely off topic. Is this the same Sal's Pizza that we used to have in Leominster?
Yeah.
I wish that was still here. And then the last two are kind of basic, like chicken tenders and fries. Can't go wrong with that. Nice little snack.
From where?
And then
Any specifics?
I mean, the ones at the Garden are meh. I feel like it's got to be the right sporting event to have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You get the ones in the Garden, they give you a fucking lousy basket of fries and 4 chicken tenders for $48.
Yeah.
You gotta get
I
at
think you're
baseball
gonna pay
game
at
and
Fenway Park.
you gotta get at a baseball game and you dunk the tenders in your beer. It's actually good.
All right. Well, that's the hot take for
Is
today.
that like another version of a beer battered tender? Like,
It is no better, just beer.
yeah.
Shortcuts.
And then the last one, this is where my sweet tooth comes in. A piece of fried dough. I mean, I can't go wrong with fried dough. Powder, loaded up. It's
More of a
going
funnel
all
cake
over the
kinda
place.
Yeah.
Jared, this was
Right,
your
fair.
choice, and this might have been the weakest Mount Rushmore you've done out of the 3.
Hey.
Wow. Coming
Hey.
for the throat. The throat.
Yeah, jeez, yeah.
Jeez.
All
All right. Well, you know what? I'll follow up fucking Jerry because we had some similarities.
right,
You
go
dick.
ahead. I have 2 honorable mentions too.
All right, go
that
ahead,
I'll
go
throw
ahead.
in later.
Go ahead.
Just Cracker Jacks can't go wrong. And
Yeah,
then peanuts
yep,
also can't go wrong.
And what?
And then what?
Peanuts.
Oh, Sam was too loud. I couldn't hear.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen.
he's being obnoxious.
I was excited about the Cracker Jacks.
They have Cracker Jills now at Fenway. If anybody has ever
inclusivity.
noticed those.
It's an
Is
EO
that a
thing.
word?
All right, so I'll build off of Jerry. So in no specific order, but somewhat a specific order, I put just a Fenway Frank / sausage, peppers, and onions.
Whoa.
You can't
Yeah.
combine
That's not
those
the
two.
same.
No.
Oh, wait a minute.
I did.
No.
I did.
It's not the same.
No.
I did.
Two.
I did.
That's
That's one.
things.
It's a log of meat. That's
No. It's
That's not how this works.
Those are two
Oh
totally
my
different
God.
things.
all right. So
One is for children and one is for a distinguished man who going to watch a baseball game and drink a beer.
Oh, we're
God damn it.
distinguished.
All right. So if I
I'm
had to
offended.
Three
choose one,
Italian sausages.
if I had to
Here we
choose one, I am taking the sausage.
Yeah, no shit.
Uh,
All right.
I don't like the way he's speaking to me. He scared me.
Trying to lump a Fenway Frank in with the sausage, pep, and onion. Come on.
Just a Fenway Frank, not just any Frank. A Fenway Frank.
Go buy a Fenway Frank at Market Basket. They got him in the
not
fucking.
not the footlong one though.
That's a
Yeah,
different
Did
one.
you guys
got
notice
you
that
there.
as we talk about Boston sporting like arenas and stadiums, the Boston accent
Accent's
in all 4
Yeah.
of us starts
Yeah.
coming?
So next one, I also had fried dough on mine. Just it's a
Really?
staple. A shitload of powder on there. Load
See?
that baby
That's
up. I
what
look
I'm
like I just had a
talking
line of
about.
cocaine sitting in my seat.
Looking like Mike
That's
Tyson when he left that
aggressive,
park after
but-
eating some powdered donuts.
Yeah. So, my next two weren't really food, but they're things that you get at a sporting event. So,
All right.
the frozen lemonade at Fenway in the summertime.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Unbeatable.
All right.
You get
Uh-huh.
frozen lemonade with that little straw that has a scoop on the bottom. Oh
Yeah.
man.
So I was gonna say you can. I would allow you to couple those in with like the lemonade frozen push pop things.
Okay, that's
Those
all right,
can
that's
be
fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I had the frozen
Allow
lemonade, and then my last one, just super simple, but it has to be an ice cold beer. At any
See, I was gonna put
baseball
that, but I
game,
felt like it was
sporting
too-
event. No,
I just felt like it
because
wasn't specific.
It's a
enough.
staple, especially a baseball game.
Oh, 100%,
You gotta have
yeah.
an ice cold beer.
Well,
It has
yeah.
to.
Yeah, of course.
And then I had one honorable mention that I don't know if Cam's ever had it. I know Sam's had it. It's at Polar Park in Worcester.
Oh yeah.
The orange dry
Yeah.
float.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take my
Elite.
Mount Rushmore from there because that one's on my Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, so
the
good.
orange dry float from Polar Park. So orange dry, if you don't know, is orange juice with just seltzer in it. So it's like bubbly orange juice, and then it has vanilla ice cream on top of it. It is electric.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. Jared, you gotta go to Polar Park and get that. It's fire.
It's
they
basically
have
like
a
an
root beer
orange
one too
creamsicle,
there.
but better.
Yeah,
Yeah, they do a
Alright,
root
well-
beer one too, but the orange dry one is on another
next
level.
Yeah.
I will be going back to Worcester this summer.
And then I also had sausage, peppers, and onion from Fenway, specifically the sausage guy. And like that's got to be when I go to Fenway. Like I get sometimes I don't even wait till I get inside. Like as soon as I get there, I'm going straight to the sausage stand and I'm getting
Let's
one.
see.
Like
I
right.
get one
Can we
before,
just pause
during,
really
and after.
fast? Travis Kelce fucking scored.
No.
Well,
I'm gonna throw up.
and then back.
I throwed up. Oh, brother. What were you saying?
I'd say back to sausage guy too. He's moved, so he's right there before you even get in line to get into the park now.
Well, and now at Polar Park, they have the actual sausage guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the legit one.
Oh, shit.
Which also, I want to get even more specific. I got to get the hot Italian sausage. It's got to be spicy.
Yeah.
The spicy one is next level as well. So then I have two more. One from Polar Park, one from Fenway. From Polar Park are the toffee cashews. Toffee cashews from Polar Park come in like this big bag, and they're in like the quick checkout area where you scan yourself and pay. Like, just give me a bag of those and a beer, and I'll just destroy them. No matter, like, when I had season tickets, every single time I went, I would, like, because they was always at like 6:30, so I'd eat dinner before. So I'd show up, go in there, get a beer and a bag of those toffee cashews, sign me up. And the last one, and this is why I was upset with Chris combining the Fenway Frank and the sausage, is I had the foot-long Frank at Fenway. Got to be the foot-long. The regular length one. If you can eat one hot dog and you're full, you're 11 years old. Like, you're a child.
Are we going to a Woo Sox game this year and doing the 9 hot dogs, 9 beers challenge?
That's easy money.
Jesus
Yeah, you
Christ,
think.
a person?
Well, no, one of us has to be able to drive.
We got no duels.
We can just bring, I don't know, we'll bring one of the girls and they can drive us home.
No, just have Will do it. Have Will do it. He doesn't drink.
It's true. Trying to think of an honorable mention. I think so. One of the honorable mentions I thought of was, I don't know if they have them anymore, but the pulled pork sandwich at Fenway was pretty damn good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
That's pretty good. And then I'm a big fan of just popcorn.
Yeah,
I like popcorn, which I feel like that goes along like popcorn and beer, peanuts and beer, like something salty with a beer is money. So that's mine. I don't know what you got.
Nobody else had an ice cold beer on their list. That's pretty fucked up.
That's like an honorable mention for me. It wasn't specific enough for me, but I still respect it though. I still respect it.
It's a solid choice.
So
what's your beer though? What's your beer? If you can pick any at a baseball game, what are you getting?
Chris, there's only one answer to this.
No, there's several.
Yeah, I know.
See, but like that's the thing. Like at Fenway specifically, they're coming around with all these different things. They got like the Wicked Hazies, they got the Trulies, they got the Sam Summers coming around.
Wicked Hazy's a good shout, actually.
Wicked Hazies are in the summertime for me.
Oh,
hit a little
you
different.
know what? A blue moon.
Uh-huh.
A blue moon.
See,
at a baseball game.
I like a blue moon, but it's got to have the orange.
I don't really give a fuck about the orange.
See, I do.
I was saying,
won't you have an allergic reaction if you have it too?
No, not anymore. I grew out of it. It's not.
He's good now. Don't worry about it.
I talked to
Your
a
throat
guy.
won't close up or anything.
Yeah,
I filed the complaint that the guy wasn't walking around with Bud Zero.
At fucking at Polar Park, they got Yingling on tap. So I like to get the baseball bat of beer.
Get the bat of beer. Yeah.
So I would have accepted that's an honorable mention. The baseball bat of beer from Polar Park.
I
But it's like specific, arena specific. I'll take that. That's an honorable mention too.
I forgot about the other thing from Polar Park. That's what I thought was going to be one of yours. Was
Really?
the beer bat? Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
that's honorable.
If they changed it up a little bit, I would have had the tachos from Polar Park on there. But it's I don't know. It doesn't really the way they currently are doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, the first year when they did it, fire. They changed some values. Yeah,
but they loaded up. The tacho loses its crunchiness and it's just,
it gets all soggy. It's a disaster.
By the time you get back to your seat, it's just falling.
You need a shovel to eat it.
You wish they give you they wish you give you like the chips on the side and then the helmet is filled with the taco shit. Like, that's what I want.
Just like a bag of chips.
Yeah.
All right,
Cameron. Lock and load.
So 1-1 got to be the sausage from the sausage guy.
All right, we got 4 for 4. We got
the sausage guy from Fenway.
I know. I'll stay friends. That's good.
You can't go to Fenway without stopping and getting a sausage from the sausage guy.
Absolutely not.
2, I got the Ming Bings from the Garden. Gotta get the buffalo chicken ones.
I had a Ming Bing for lunch today.
Oh, they're fucking amazing.
Ham and cheese Ming Bing.
If you haven't had a Ming Bing yet, next time you go to the Garden, get one.
Bink,
They have at the
bink,
Garden now too.
They do, yeah.
So they have at Garden, and they have at Fenway too. They have the stand at Fenway.
I haven't been to the Garden in a while since that Luke Combs concert
Oh,
I think the last time I went to the Garden was when we went to a game in college.
when they played the Ducks.
Yes, it's like
I
2016.
go like
maybe.
twice
Was
a
that when you
year.
picked me up at Worcester State to go?
Yeah.
Number 3, I gotta say the Sal's Pizza from the Garden. Also, I just love the Sal's Pizza. And then, surprised no one went to Gillette. The pulled pork nachos from Gillette
I
Stadium.
haven't spent enough time at Gillette to
The
know.
thing
Yeah.
with Gillette is,
Yeah.
the food might be good, but you got to give them your fucking firstborn child
That's
to
everywhere.
fucking afford it.
But the
No,
other thing
Gillette
is-
is another level of
Nah,
expensive.
it's
Gillette
not
is
that bad.
insane.
For football too, you're gonna eat beforehand. You really want to watch the game during, and then after you either go back and finish the food that you didn't finish
That's
before
fair.
the game, or you go to whatever CBS
Nah.
scene is now,
See,
and you
I'm
go
a
get food there.
I'm a halftime get up and go stand in line kind of guy. I'll wait in
You're
that
the
line.
worst kind of person.
I know. I'll wait in that fucking hey.
You're the worst
At
kind
least
of
I'm
person.
not
That's like
bothering you.
that's the
I'd
same
rather
thing
go
as going
during
to
the
going to take a piss break during the 7th inning stretch at a baseball
No,
game.
you just don't. You can't
Yeah,
do that.
you always got to be strategic. You
Yeah.
go during the game.
Oh yeah, and then
Yeah.
honorable mention for me. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been out to Seattle, but their Rocky Mountain oysters they're fucking weird when you learn what they are,
Bull
but they're
balls.
really good.
Bull balls.
Bull balls, bull
Don't they? Isn't like
testicles.
isn't like salmon a big thing at Safeco too?
Yeah,
Or American Insurance, whatever it's called now.
it was T-Mobile. I don't fucking
T-Mobile,
know.
yeah. Sorry,
Cold
American
blows
Insurance is
ass.
Milwaukee. American
Yeah.
Insurance is Milwaukee.
Yeah, because they have the Seattle fish markets right there.
Yeah, Pikes Peak or
Yeah.
whatever.
Food at Tropicana, no good. U.S. Cellular, no good.
All you're looking for at U.S. Cellular is not get shot when you leave.
I was looking around after Jared said I was just
Fair.
looking at different food at different ballparks.
Mm.
Did you know that where is it? Fucking I want to say I forget. I'm blanking on the name, but the Astros Stadium. I forget what the name is.
Minute Maid.
Minute Maid. They have a waffle that's wrapped, stuffed with mashed potatoes and popcorn, chicken, and gravy. It's like
I need to go clean myself. I'll be back in a second.
We going to Houston or
I
what?
guess so.
Holy
So
shit!
aside from that sounding like a multi-day stay in the hospital, it sounds really good.
That sounds like some crazy shit they invented at KFC, but they wouldn't pass it because they didn't want to they didn't wanna-
Breaking news: 4,000 people have a heart attack at Astros
So fucking
game.
the American Heart Association was begging them not to make that.
I found that on Reddit, and someone commented, "It's like you guys have this." It's like, yeah. Why do you think 95% of Houston's fat? It's like,
So you know what had banging food was Philadelphia Citizens Bank. I don't know how it is anymore, but I went in 2013, 2012, and like with your ticket you get a drink and a meal, and like
sick.
for your meal you go into this like area, you show them your ticket, they scan you in, and it's basically just a giant meat smoker. And it's all labeled, and you just like walk up to one and you just ask for it, and they just throw it on your plate. So there's like pulled pork, pulled chicken, fucking brisket. It was crazy.
That's sick.
Yeah. And like that spread at Fenway would have been like $120
Yeah.
probably.
Just for the plate, not even for the food. You gotta pay
Yeah.
extra for it.
Yeah.
For a plate, yeah.
100%. 100%.
Shit.
All right. I think that kind of wraps
Now
it.
that I'm hungry again.
Yeah,
I know,
I'm about to go
I'm
make a
gonna go have
fucking
something to eat.
waffle.
I could go for a sausage right now.
Buttered sausage.
Really go
All
for
right.
a sausage.
You guys got anything you want to throw out there?
Yeah, John Henry, sell the fucking Red Sox. Do us all a favor, please.
I second that.
John Henry, I hope I haunt your
Agreed.
nightmares. That's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm good.
All right.
Mhm.
All right. We'll catch y'all on next week. We gone.
Later.